I'm going to play a clip for you from a recent episode of the Joe Rogan program. This was with comedian Bobby Lee. It really bums me out to see this. It really genuinely does. And I know there are people like me who have been on Rogan's show who won't ever criticize him because they don't want to not get invited in the future. I might never get invited. If he does invite me, I'll gladly go on, but that's not how I make decisions. Joe is saying things here that are just wrong. Here is a COVID rant where I don't know where he's getting this stuff. Let's listen.
Yeah, but when I got it, I was really bad. But I lived through it. It was fine. Yeah.
There's a lot of different things that were at play there. First of all, there was just general metabolic health that was completely ignored. People told you all you have to do is get vaccinated. That's horse. Your immune system is complex, and it relies on a bunch of different things to keep it effective. It relies on good nutrition. It relies on sleep. It relies on low stress. It relies on vitamins and nutrients.
Now, so far, it's not untrue that underlying health, this isn't even about COVID. Underlying health circumstances do predispose you to handle viruses well or not well. So far, we're okay.
Healthy diet, exercise, all those things were huge factors, and they ignored every single one of them. When you look at the number of people that died of COVID, something like 90+% had 4+ comorbidities. 4+. Cancer, diabetes, heart attack risk, fill in the blank.
This is where it really goes off the rails. Hearing that, you might wrongly think, if I don't have 4 comorbidities, if I don't have cancer and diabetes and heart disease, then I'm going to be fine. First of all, the 90+ number is wrong. The study he's referring to said 76%, but here's why it's really deceptive, okay? When you look at the list of comorbidities people died with from COVID, they include pneumonia caused by COVID. They include respiratory failure caused by COVID. This is why it's so deceptive, and you've got to look at the data. If you say to me, they didn't die from COVID, they died from pneumonia and respiratory failure. Those are comorbidities. Yes, they were caused by the COVID. So what are we really saying when we say, oh, comorbidities caused by COVID? It is obviously true that if you are obese, diabetic, etc., your chances are worse. We know that. Nobody's denying that, and that's not unique to COVID. But that is a very deceptive, and I would argue, flat out wrong thing to say.
4 comorbidities, 90+% of them.
Yeah.
It's not that it's not bad. Of course it's bad. But it's, you know what's worse? You motherfuckers telling everybody what they have to do and not have to do. You motherfuckers telling people they could shut their businesses down and they have to take this experimental medication regardless of whether or not they have natural immunity. Dude, he was Gestapo shit.
I don't even know what the experimental medications were being proposed by Trump and his friends. Hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, etc. If he's calling the vaccine an experimental medication, I just think that's flat out incorrect.
I'm with you.
It was mind control. It was totalitarian, authoritarian tactics. They were limiting people's livelihood, limiting people's ability to travel, shaming people.
So listen, on this stuff, mind control seems completely beyond the pale. I do defer to the perspective of Sam Harris on this, which was at what he's talking about with regard to business closures, etc. It was quite a short period of time. As Sam has laid it out, the benefit of hindsight is hugely beneficial, but at the time we were using our best assessments of the tools we had. And I don't believe that there were individuals acting in the conspiratorial bad faith that Rogan and others seem to believe they were. So I'm glad to talk to Joe anytime. I don't know that he would have me back. You know, people write to me and go, David, if you think he's so wrong, go back on his show. And I go, sure, I'll go back. And then they go, David, Rogan would never have you anymore because you criticize him. Oh, okay, well then I won't go back. If he wants to chat with me about this stuff, I would be glad to. And to be honest, I don't think Rogan's the type of guy who would say, I'm not allowed back on because I've critiqued him. But the critiques are always of what he says and the substance. And I think he's just very wrong about a bunch of this stuff. Let me know your thoughts. We'll take a quick break. 30 million trees are destroyed every year for toilet paper in the US alone. So toilet paper is a big contributor to deforestation and climate change. Our sponsor, Real Paper, makes toilet paper from bamboo. Bamboo plants keep growing, which means no deforestation. Bamboo also absorbs 5 times as much carbon from the atmosphere as pine trees. And bamboo toilet paper is stronger than regular toilet paper and even softer. So bamboo toilet paper is all around a win for you and for the environment. It's time to move on from that toilet paper from trees that you're using at home. When you use Real Paper, it doesn't feel like you're sacrificing anything. It's soft and fluffy, and they'll ship it to your door in plastic-free packaging on a schedule. Super easy. With every box of Real Paper you buy, they are funding reforestation efforts across the country through their partnership with One Tree Planted. So unlike the toilet paper that cuts down trees, Real is helping to actively plant them. Go to realpaper.com/Pacman and use code Pacman for 30% off your first order and free shipping. The link is down below.